Hey mate, yeah, you posted this before the market open, so hopefully, yeah, you didn't enter just yet, but you were onto something here, that there might be some sort of bounce off the open to fill that wick. So I'm a little bit late. We can look over it anyway. It did bounce, but it got rejected again. The fact that this is already taking liquidity, you know, there was, sorry, I was getting a phone call there. So there was you know, the move up. You did say 10 to 20%, and you were right on it. You know, there was a decent move, but it was short. It was quick, short and sweet, I suppose, as they say. But now it has rejected after that 7% bounce. So you were spot on. I would prefer to be buying it down here somewhere, right? And then because it's already rejected, let it settle now. See if it can come down lower to be buying, to then move up and to fill the real wick. That's the way I think I would do it at the moment. You know, overall it still looks okay, but you can kind of see what's happening here. This 3-day wick is kind of causing an inside bar. The way I like to play it is, I like to buy below the inside bar if you get the opportunity, right? And then that can often then lead to the real move, or the real move back up. Sometimes it can come down and consolidate down here a little bit before coming back up as well. So I would be mindful of that. The other scenario is that it may be forming a red weekly candle, and then it might need, because it's already rejected on the weekly, it might need a new weekly candle to actually get that continuation back up. Sometimes this is why people get shaken out of their positions, because it can take longer than expected. Like here, for example, you know, all of this wick up here, but you had it did move up initially, but it got rejected, and then if you bought just below that first rejection candle down here, well, you would have done very well, but you needed time and patience on a weekly basis to move back up, to take that liquidity. Same here. Well, it had that first one that didn't really take it. Then if you bought below that, was down here somewhere, and then it wasn't great, but it took a number of weeks to eventually move up to fill this wick properly, even though it did come down a little bit more. So I'm just saying, sometimes these can take a little bit longer than we think, so just be mindful of that. And you can see here what I'm looking at. It might need a new 2-week, which is in 6 days. That would mean it would probably need a red weekly candle currently, and then next week we could pop up and have that green wick. You know, it could get the bounce. Then that's always a possibility, that it needs the new 2-week. So it might be trying to form a red inside bar, a red weekly inside bar, like we talked about here. And if I can find the right tool there, you know, and just something like that. And then on a new 2-week, it might get the real move, right? That's a probable and likely way that it's going to play out after today's rejection. That's the way I would be playing it. The problem is, it's hard to remember these coins on a new week when you have to wait 6 days for it. So, you know, it's either good to take note of it, or a lot of times I like to, you know, leave these windows open just exactly as it is here, and then next week hopefully I'll see that on the Monday. And if we do get something, especially if there's a dip down below, like my favorite setup on this is if it is dipping below here, and just slightly dipping below and then popping up above the white line, you can buy that and then hold it and see if it can get that move up. The other thing is, you don't always get the inside bar pierced below. Sometimes it doesn't quite get there, and it just has a small dip and pops up and flips. So, you know, it's worth watching on a new week to see what we get. A new 2-week. It is a new week today, but a new 2-week in 6 days time. It was a very good call by yourself this morning that there was the move, and you can get that move, and it did get that move very quickly off the open, but unfortunately it didn't hold. And now, because of the rejection, I think it's good to have patience.